Hello, my name is Jenny Garrett, founder of Reflection Associates. I'm an executive coach who works with female breadwinners and leaders. In my experience of working with thousands of women through my 12-step process supporting female breadwinners, I've come across three things that really help. The first is that women should drop the cape. Drop that superwoman cape. We try to do it all. And I'm talking to you, I know, and I hear you sometimes say, oh, I've got so much to do, everyone else is useless, no one can help me, no one does it in the way I do it. I think actually we're our own worst enemies by doing that. I think you need to drop the cape and realise that actually, if someone does it, cooks the dinner but doesn't do it in the way that you do it, if they clean the house but don't do it in the way you do it, it's okay. Take a breath and let it go. Because actually, by doing it all, by having that cape on, invincibility, you're not giving anyone else space to do it, to help you or support you. And actually, what will they do without you? When your children grow up, how will they support themselves? How will other people learn to do things for themselves? So let it go. Drop the cape. Be vulnerable for a change and see what happens. It might not be that bad. One of the women from my book said the best thing she ever did was get a cleaner. If you can, get support. It doesn't have to be a paid support. It might just be support from family, friends, people closest to you. So be a bit vulnerable. Ask for support. Get help. Even share more. Perhaps you always do the school run. Could you share with other mums or dads? Perhaps you take the child to swimming lessons. Who else could do that? So start to share, see yourself as part of a wider community. Don't see yourself in isolation, and I'm sure it will help. My second tip for female breadwinners in particular is to have conversations about money. In my experience of working with thousands of female breadwinners, what I've actually found is that sex and money are the things least talked about in relationships. But they're critical to have conversations about. Whatever you have to do to start that conversation is essential, because you will have come to a relationship with different views about money. Whether that's, there's an abundance and it doesn't matter, if I keep spending it, it will keep coming. Whether that's, there's never going to be enough. What I found is that if you don't have the conversation, there's resentment, there's guilt, there's shame around money, and so it needs to come out in the open. And then when you've had that conversation, you can work out a way forward. Whether that's, we have separate bank accounts, we have a joint bank account, we have both, and we decide how to make it work. One of the women in my book actually said, we put everything together and then it's always our money. But if you don't have that conversation, it will be the thing that hangs over you, and it will be a burden and a barrier to moving forward in your relationship. And my final tip for all women is ditch the guilt. Oh goodness, I've seen it actually, this invisible handbag of guilt on the shoulders of so many women I've met. I should be here, I should be doing this, I'm not doing this right. Actually, let it go. There is nothing to feel guilty about. Torn between so many different people who you think need you. I've heard women associate not feeling guilt with not loving others. And for me, this is a completely incorrect connection. When you feel guilty, you're not helping anyone. It's just draining your energy. So start to think about what is it that you feel guilty about and whether that's real. Does anyone need you to be where you think you need to be? And where is that message coming from? What you should be doing is thinking about quality. What quality can I give to my relationships? What quality time can I give? And stop worrying about the quantity that you're trying to achieve. So you may have an elderly relative who you want to visit every day. Perhaps you can't do that. But perhaps you visit them once a month, but give them real quality of attention, and instead of thinking that you should be elsewhere. So the answer really to letting go of guilt is to have conversations with those you think need you for whatever it is you think they need you for, and check that out, because sometimes the guilt is unfounded. But also to think, what quality, what presence can I give, which will be 10 times as good as actually spreading myself thinly, in all the places that I think I should be.